continuing on with the Kansas issue, we are going to see bleeding Kansas emerge now. You can blame most of this on popular sovereignty, because the way that they had set up the system, once a territory had a certain number of people in it, they could vote on whether or not to become a slave territory. The white people could vote on whether or not to become a slave territory. And what happens is Missouri, which was a slave state, wanted to have a neighbor that was going to also be a pro-slave state. So a lot of the Missouri residents we call them border ruffians. They are going to jump across the border and vote illegally in whether or not Kansas is going to become a pro-slavery or a free soil state. So their illegal voting makes Kansas a pro-slavery territory. The Kansas residents tended to be free soilers. So if the vote was legal, they would have probably been a free soil territory. And what ends up emerging is two competing governments. And there's a lot of politics that goes in this. At one point, President Buchanan supported the pro-slavery side, and yet still what eventually is going to happen is a free soil government wins out, but it doesn't win out without a lot of bloodshed. In fact, this is going to be kind of a mini civil war that's going to foreshadow what's going to happen in the 1860s. So we have these two competing governments emerge, and almost immediately we see skirmishes between these Missouri's pro-slavery people and the free soilers in the area. This is also where we see the first appearance of the abolitionist John Brown. John Brown is going to become famous for what's called the Potawatomi Creek Massacre, where he finds 5 pro-slavery settlers and massacres them, brutally massacres them with a broadsword, leaves them out as almost a warning to the other pro-slavery settlers. That said, he was doing that in response to an attack on the free soil people. So while John Brown becomes famous for this, the vast majority of the attacks in this time period are pro-slavery settlers attacking the free soilers. I believe there's something in the neighborhood of 38 known assassinations at this point. John Brown accounts for the only abolitionist assassinations where he killed 5 people. So the majority of the killing was done by the pro-slavery people, but this is a small-scale civil war that we're going to see. It's not going to end really until the Civil War is over.